Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the DiGi Files. We've got with us today Tewfic, Head of Paid Media with Sandstorm Digital. Hi, Tewfic.
Hey Tala, how are you?
It's so good to have you. Thanks
Yeah,
for
same
coming.
here.
So, Tewfic will be discussing call tracking for digital marketing campaigns. And this is a very important topic in order to reach untapped customers. So Tewfic, let's start with the basics. How does call tracking work?
So basically, you assign a number. It's usually a Dubai or Abu Dhabi number to your business, landline or mobile. From there, then you can track all the calls. And it's regulated by the Etisalat government telecommunication company.
That's great. So it's a local number that is connected online with your usual business numbers. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
So what can you explain to us what the features of a call tracking are?
Yeah, so the main features are you can first of all record the calls, and then you can see what time, the time of the call, the length of the call, the customer's number. Also, what happens when a customer calls, it redirects to 5 different agents, customer services, up to 5 different agents from customer service. So if the first number doesn't answer, then it goes on to the second and then the third and so on.
Okay, that's great.
And then also the all the data is saved for a long time, so you can go back in time and take out those numbers.
That's useful. Can you explain how to use call tracking for digital marketing?
You use it for mainly Google Ads, Google call ads. So when somebody searches on Google and they immediately, before they go to your site, they can click on a call number. Usually Google in the UAE does not track that. So this way you can track it. You also put it on. You can put it on the website. It tracks calls on the website. So when somebody calls you, you would know from which campaign they came from, as well as social media campaigns.
So how can call tracking help businesses?
Apart from achieving a high ROI, because you're tracking calls, usually it's very hard to track calls. You can use the data to understand the customer behavior. You can analyze conversation to improve your service. You can understand your clients. And studies show that phone calls increase conversions by 60%.
I'd like for our viewers, just so they can get an idea, we're going to put down here in the column like an example of a call to action using calling, so they understand it better. And thank you for giving us all the behind the scenes of what call tracking is for digital marketing campaigns. There is an important question, and which is could be concerning to businesses. Is it legal to record phone call conversations?
Yes, UAE allows you, but UAE law allows you to record conversations as long as you, before the call, inform the client. I'm sure you've all heard it. Your call would be recorded for quality and training purposes.
Yes.
That type of, as long as you put that before the call, I think that there's no problem.
Yeah, it's good. And I know, because we've got also international clients, also depends on what countries they are trying to target and the laws of that country as well. But it's so good
Exactly.
to know, like with you know, the EU having some, you know, restrictions with calls, that they allow this type of call recording.
Yeah.
Tewfic, this was wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you. It's always insightful to have conversation with you.
Nice.
And you know, this is so important. Phone call convert at such a higher rate. You said 60% higher rate of
Yeah,
click.
it's a simple reason, because it's more, you know, you create a rapport with your client. It's a more intimate way to, you know, interact with the client, as opposed to just, you know, sending an email. So you can create that rapport, you know, to make sure, you know, you get you know, the client would be more confident in terms of
Yeah.
buying your service.
So who takes on those calls after people call? Do they go straight? They get forwarded to your lines, your business lines?
Yeah, usually it can be a landline or a mobile, and usually it's your customer service. And what happens is, once the call goes through, it rings the first number. If no one answers, it goes to the second, and then the
Oh, I
third.
get it.
And then usually it's the, you know, customer service that answers. And it helps a lot, because you can always track, you know, when the conversation is recorded, you can go back and improve on how you interact with the client.
Yeah, so it's just sort of like call tracking, call forwarding service as well, which is great.
Yeah, yeah,
And it really works
exactly.
when you have your mobile, you know, you're researching something, and you know,
Yeah,
you want to go to the local hairdresser, and an ad pops up, and you just call them to make an
yeah,
appointment. It's so easy and
exactly.
simple. Thank you, Tewfic. This was
Thank,
wonderful, and I hope you have a good week. Thank you, viewers, for tuning
thank,
in. Wishing you all a very good week.
thank you, Tala.